everyone, and welcome back. Today we're going to be playing one of the most annoying decks to come out of standard in some time, and that is going to be Esper Bounce. But the reason we are playing it is to play the brand new card, the Cosmo Grand Zenith. This card is absolutely awesome, and I love playing it overall because the card in general is just super cool. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, choose one, create 2/1/1 white human soldier creature tokens, put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. Those are your two options. But other than that, we're just a high value deck where we're going to play a lot of things that get us a lot of value, micro value anyway, and kind of top off the games with a card like Zenith or Kaido and use stock up to kind of balance everything else out. But with that said, let's go ahead and dive right into the games. I looked at this at first and I was like, wait, I don't have a white mana, and I do. Got myself my own land. Life gain, okay. That card's a problem, but I think I want to just tax them a bit here. Affect them, especially if they are like a basic land type deck. It does cause a little bit of problems for them. I can technically trade this off if I want to. I'm not sure that I will. But already an issue, apparently. Apparently so. This is not Hopeless Nightmare, right? Kind of how I feel right now. Second Sanctificer for 2 mana, so they can play a land and then play that out, which would be kind of okay. Chandler comes in, okay, sure. Counters up, I can still remove it. So now if they attack, I'm 100% blocking, and it's not even a decision. Will they make that mistake though? Just 2/1 with Vigilance. So scared. Don't worry. Alright, well. I mean, I guess. Move. Remove, I suppose. Kind of made our decision easier. Now we hit him for 2. This creature is kind of the May play. I didn't realize this like text was ever on here. Ooh, okay. Johnny Primate, sure. Momentum breaker and a way to bounce everything. We can see if they want to trade. Our creature does have vigilance, so it is a solid option. Obviously no trade here. That totally makes sense to me. A little part of me, I think, just wants to cast stock up here. Grab a Shoot the Sheriff. Actually, I think I want to grab Pixie and land. Then I can momentum break, but then I don't have like a great way answer. Maybe it's just Shoot the Sheriff and land. Now I can Shoot the Sheriff this, obviously, and not have a lot of problems. This still can't really attack me. I will trade it off. And then we might get to a situation where it is Shoot the Sheriff, this, momentum break, this, if they double attack here, because this will trigger gaining the life, causing the problems to happen. And a double attack could come through, but they just attack for 3. Obviously, I'll just take it. Bloom Verge. White doubled up may be needed. Do you think I'm going for double removal here? Or I go for kind of a double sneak attack play a bit. Go momentum break. Obviously, a Johnny's Primate, not a creature that they're ever going to give up willingly. But obviously, the Vanguard being the card that they will. Non-outlaw. This is a cat soldier, so it kind of always fits that description. Attack again. Still don't think they'll block. This can outgain the damage that this does, so there's not really a reason to block. But I get my speed up, which can matter very little. Obviously, momentum break just being kind of a life gainer at this point. Shelter by Ghost. This is where Shoot the Sheriff gets barreled, that gets popped, and I feel like now of all times this game is kind of chalked up. Maybe they have another shelter. We just get to Light Kieran, do the momentum break, maybe. Oh, taking the creature away is not great. Not a big fan of that play, to be honest. But let's just go here. Let's go here. Do that. Then I guess buy back a stock up. Removal is obviously great, but I can just block here. Not very worried. This is the kind of the time where we just have to outvalue them over these turns. Go ahead and block. Not really a concern. Our life total could matter. Oh, sure. This is what we want. Create 2 1/1s. Obviously, this does nothing, but that's okay. It's really never going to do anything in this match. A second shelter could come. That's kind of why I'm not really worried about this, because this creature doesn't do anything. I think this card is just what matters, right? Runelurker Bat, and this is where what our opponent is playing is by far and away at its weakest, right? There's just not a whole lot it can do here, and this is just going to be everything we ever wanted. We pick this back up. We momentum break. I kind of punted, but I'm going to put a 1/1 on every creature. I kind of got too carried away, I guess, because I'm an idiot. I should have, yeah, back to the thing where, like, it doesn't matter because I can't think of a card I lose to. But honestly, even maybe keeping this is not a bad idea, because it could play like a way more damaging threat, like a Primate or something. But it just, the game was just so over, it truly didn't matter. I do think if I removed both those things, they would have just conceded on the spot. But yeah, we take that down pretty easily, but it took some time. Obviously, this deck's very good at stalling and building up, so obviously we'll move on. We will keep. They say hello. I'll say it back. It's fine. Fine. In my opponent game. Good luck, you know. I think it's a good luck, good game kind of thing. I don't think the land's necessarily needed. We'll see what's up. The Wombat. Oh, this is Yuna. Gonna be a hard one, huh? Yeah, there it is. It's gotta be Yuna, right? Nowhere to run. That is a 3/5. Nowhere to run does help out a lot, though. Starting town I could play, because I can always shock this in, I suppose. I think I'm gonna just play starting town and pass here. A bit weird. I want the blue for the stock up next turn, and I can play this concealed courtyard and then just stock up against this matchup. Although an overlord coming down would be bad. Why do I just open my mouth? Alright, well, team, we lost. Yeah. My turn. Ay, 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 ay. How do I even beat this? I have no idea. Guess I play this, I pass, they play Yuna, bring this back, bounce this. Bounce this. I have like a plan. It's just kind of hard to think about it. They play Yuna. I'm crying in the club, clearly. Then I bounce this back to hand. I can play another one, bouncing the other one back, which would trigger the trajectory. Obviously, nowhere to run. It's just -3, -3. Can't really do anything about this. Instead, bring that back. Let them target my 2/1 most likely, because obviously my 2/1 could block. No, they go face. Okay. Interesting. Oh, then I don't have to do that necessarily. Sure. Take my turn. I can't nowhere to run, bounce, and then nowhere to run again, huh? A little short on that front. I need to kind of get rid of this. They don't really have a, I mean, they have a good enchantment in there, but that doesn't really necessarily cause problems. I could always discard later, which is the big issue, right? So let us do this. Let us, I mean, I guess if we attack and they block. All right. We get to blow them out if they block. We have a really good turn if they block. They don't. Smart play. Probably too obvious of a play, but you know, give him the chance. I'll give him the chance to make the mistake. We actually really have to take out the Overlord. It has a finality counter on it, so it is exiled. But the thing was, if they blocked, we lost our creature, so then we could know where to run the creature that had damage on it, because it would have had down to 3 toughness. And then we could have tragic the other creature, because then everything would have kind of fallen in place. Overlord, take out my Kieran, sure. Or go face, that also makes sense. I could block. Not going to block now. Much rather block next turn. Like, know where to run and then block. I am here for the ride. Dredgers doesn't really hit much. They grab a Cavern, which makes sense to me. Oh boy. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. This is such a weird, hard situation to deal with. They don't have a good... I mean, they have this, which sucks, obviously. I could know where to run and then block, which would answer it. Maybe I play this tapped. Go here. Or I need to go nowhere to run, pick it back up. That's a hard choice. Let's play here. Just keep taxing the hand a bit, at least. I'd probably get rid of other land, of course. And then we just attacks. Will they let me out? The world may never know. You should just wait. Oh, they do attack. Okay. In case they have removal, we want to do this and then flash this in. The ward doesn't matter. Now it's an 0-2 and we have double blocks. So even if they had the removal spell, we obviously had a great way to pick one up. Obviously, we get bullied by double Una. That's our chance, team. That's the chance. Dock up or what? Every turn is just so stressful. Okay. I will take one of these. Thank you. I could play it, but obviously we're going to momentum break here. And then Una's obviously a good card that they can play. I don't really have the blue, but I think I'm going to play as much stuff down as I can now. I know it kind of seems dumb, but it just feels like the right move. Because I will be able to turn up the heat pretty quickly. Going to 6. We're kind of in a comfortable range. Not like super comfortable by any mean. But I do get to play this, pick this up, do it again. This is a turn away. Yeah, there you are. Okay. Team rip. Pick up that. That also makes sense to me. Tragic Trajectory, a card I could have bought back. So obviously, you know, there's a little bit to be said there. Life gained. That goes down. Oh boy, well, at least this enters untapped, right? So we play Cosmogrant. We play here. Trigger Cosmogrant. I think the play is to put 1/1 counters on everything. Enders. We then pick up Momentum Break. We then play a Momentum Break. Obviously, they get rid of Overlord. It seems like the only kind of viable option. Now there's a mystery card in hand. The world may never know what it is. We lost our Storm Chaser's Talent, a card I wish I had back. Oh, please don't be good. Please do not be good. It's good. Okay, sure. All right. I don't know what I can top deck by any stretch to solve this problem right now. Well, my oh my, is that a card that I could top deck? Let's go here, I guess. Here.
This is where things. Did I scare you?
Or there's a finality counter on it. Let's do this. Let's do here. Let's grab the momentum break. This doesn't count as a cast, so it doesn't trigger the zenith, whatever you want to say. Do this. I don't know. This does 4. This has a lot of trample. We have a lot of toughness. They say good game, but you know. Here's what it is. I get haste, right? Yeah. I mean, I have pretty good blocks. Maybe not the best blocks in the world, but I have good blocks. Sure. There's a finality counter on it, so makes sense. It doesn't matter. Just again, if we double block, they remove a creature as trample, and then we run into a lot of problems that way. Sure, they take out both my flyers, but I'm obviously maximizing what I can do. I guess I should have waited on my Kaito decision, right? Yeah, I mean 4 damage. Kaito's gone.
This place needs more hospitality.
That is all she wrote. Well, tough one. I mean, I feel like if there's a matchup that is pretty tough for us to win, it's that one. I can't think of a harder game where our kind of make you sack, make you know where to run is able to beat a Yuna. But it is what it is. We'll move on. I think we can keep this. I mean, it's a fistful removal, so hopefully it matters. But hands like this typically get lined up against blue-black control. Or blue-white control, not blue-black. I just saw a swamp. I was like, oh yeah, here we go. Alright. Fair, I guess. I don't really care to remove this right now. Do I want to draw a card? Do I want to wait? Could have played the starting town, I guess. Could put a stun counter on it and then pop a creature. Guess so. I just want to keep drawing stuff for my... Yeah, and this where not playing my starting town is just big, stupid, and dumb. That's that one up. Well, I mean, that's a pretty cool creature overall. I want to play this. I want to play this next turn. I'm going to play it now. See if I can get maybe a removal spell from him. Could have popped this, stun this, but I would like to use this if I make that play. Trigger's resolving. If they kill this and a card goes away, then obviously we feel pretty good about it. Sure. Don't really have a creature flash in to save it, which would have obviously been great. But they removed my creature anyway, so now I can just tragic their cleric, so that feels pretty good. Get rid of a land, sure. Actually don't want to use this. Because I want to use it with this to make a ton of creatures against kind of the black deck that might play Momentum Break. Just know where to run the cleric. Obviously a bigger creature can come, but that's okay. 1 or 2. It's 1 counter. Okay. Sure. And there's a Kaito to be played. I just don't play anything in my board. I'm gonna play this down. I'm just gonna play a Kaito, I guess.
Looks like I
Do anything. Momentum Break's solid. The land isn't needed.
stay hidden for long.
Starting town obviously isn't gonna do anything. Next turn. I can Momentum Break a creature they have, attack Kaito, draw another thing, maybe. Maybe we just lose it. Better Triumph, sure.
I need more intel.
Not playing anything. is where momentum break finds value. Just swarm, okay. I guess in turn. Oh. Fair enough, I guess. And this is where the card like this can come in big time. Small draw, do this, make 2 1/1s. Flood the board a bit, get to kind of get rid of that card, make it 1 more. 5 mana for that. Sure. Another land enters tapped. A huge, I mean huge pickup here. So now we're going to get to see the power of the relic online. It bounces, we draw. A Kieran, we do this. We move that big thing out of the way. At this point, 1/1 counter action up. All in. Then I might as well just play this and honestly, I guess I hold this. There could be like a board wipe that they play. I wish there was. I wish it was. Sure. Pass. I mean, I'll just show them. Doesn't really matter. Pick up. I don't think it matters, but play this, remove that, and then attack out and win. All right, this hand would be an issue, but we do have access to blue. We're pretty solid there. We're gonna get the talent down, obviously. Do the thing our deck's known to do. We kind of have a traditional Esper hand with. I mean, this is about as Esper of a hand as we can have in a deck like this. Storm Chaser down, Pixie in, Storm Chaser up, back, down. Kaido coming in for the Pixie. Everything running well. Landwar Elves. Typically, it has to be removed. But I feel like I can take a turn to set up. If not, then so be it, you know? I know the answer is no. Man, that makes me so mad. I know the answer is answered the Landwar Elves. It's never to leave it. Because then Momentum Break can't answer the other one. So on and so forth. So we just answer that. We attack for 2. I'm being the annoying Esper Pixie player now. It's like, oh, woe is me. My decision's so hard. It's like, no, it's not, dude. Just make the decision. It's like, all right, my bad. It's like, all right, my bad. Yeah, now, I mean, we're just running away with this game. And it's just not particularly close. I didn't even really have to do this. I could have just attacked with the Otter, which is a scary enough thing. And then I could have Kaito'd and tapped down Tifa and not worried about it. But Momentum Break's just going to be good enough. Bristly Bill, land enter, put a counter on Bristly. Bristly Bill isn't a card I don't necessarily have to worry about too much. There's a Kieran. And I guess this is where I feel maybe this deck is at its peak of annoyance. Like this, what I'm doing here is just some of the most frustrating gameplay from the other side of the table that you can experience, because really they probably have a Snakeskin Veil in hand. They probably can give this protection, but it just doesn't matter because I have things that just don't care. And the only way I lose that is if I just do the dumb play I was going to do. Like, surely I can set up for turn. No, just answer the Landwar Elves and just win the game. Like, it's so dumb. All right, we got the Freedom Fighters, dude. They're ready. Starting town. Mysterious deck. You don't know me. I could be anything. So can't you, Mr. Authority? Just leave me alone. Momentum Break. Make you discard. Yeah, I'll pay 1, dude. Relax. Okay. Orzhov playing Authority of the Council is interesting. Makes me want to think it's life gain. Esper control? Alright, sure. Honestly, I feel like just ripping the hand apart right now while we can is the best course of action. Sure, gain your life. I don't. That's fine. Keep hitting the hand. Make it hard. No blue mana available. 3 steps requires 2 to counter anything. Shoots Sheriff gone. Removal spell for a creature that's in play. Alright. Not bad. 2. It's like weird because I don't like need to stock up right now. You could play a board wipe, but I'm just gonna keep momentum breaking. My land would enter on taps. I would have just played towards the Kieran instead. Put it a bit more staggered, but I got 3 steps I had gone. Our Esper deck was just Orzhov mana. We have 4 damage on board, which is a miss land from our opponent. Okay. How about? Obviously, here I have to feel like there's some amount of removal, right? Hit. Could go for stock up and stuff, but I think I just pass. Flash both of these in, pick this up, use it. Deal 8 damage to my opponent. They gain 2. They go to 16. They lose half their life total. I gotta keep it. Clearly they care about it, you know? It's like one of those. I think I'm gonna play it a bit differently. Yeah, I'm just gonna keep ripping their hand apart with that 1 momentum break. So my plan here, honestly, was to flash in the Kieran, picking up a Pixie to play momentum break, and then Pixie pick it back up and maybe even be able to play it again, taking 2 cards depending what our draw was. And then we're going to look to play the stock up to Storm Chasers to buy back his stock up and look to outvalue our opponent, especially considering they miss a land. But yeah, they're Esper, no blue mana. So, okay. Opponent first, they take a Maul. We have some pretty good ways to interact with them in terms of play the Courtyard, play this, hit their hand, play Pixie, play this back down after we hit him, of course, with it, hopefully. Maybe they even play a tap land here, who knows? Maybe they get rid of a land to play a tap land. Maybe a Torch to Tower is available. We attack, it gets blown up. But we have the option to Kieran and pick it back up in response. Ooh. Artifacts. Or, not artifacts. Vivi. I forget that Vivi's a deck that people are legally allowed to play. 2. Don't really want to shock if I don't have to. It's a deck that cares a lot more. Back in there, brother. S them up. Land. The center's tapped anyway, so you are a bad card. Confirmed. Confirmed. Bad card. Here is kind of annoying. There's a Vivi, so a Cauldron is looking to be played at some point. Okay. Momentum break, a fantastic draw to find. See, a little part of me just wants to like Kaito anyway, but I feel as though momentum breaking that is obviously the play. Yeah, because the problem is if they do get to play the Cauldron, we're in a lot of trouble. So, let us tap. It also just allows us to do that, right? Like, get this out of the way. Momentum break, take the fear out, and now Cauldron activate, exiling Vivi, putting on fear doesn't give them 4 mana here. We really do just have to kind of keep the board state clear if we can. Double discard, maybe a Cauldron not there. Double. We're allowed to just keep Vivis, bro. That's the thing we're allowed to do. No spell pierce, please. Alright, sweet. In. Fortunately, starting town can't come in unscathed. 5 mana. Play that. They could give it haste if they'd like. Didn't let me get to attacks, which is messed up. But sure. Next. Ninjutsu. Get in there, brother.
Don't be jealous of my
The house
I mean, the only card that really gets us fearful. Let's activate this because it's the most we can surveil. We get to draw. Double bend both, I think.
Now I know your weakness.
Especially if there's going to be another land to be drawn. And then we don't know what our top card is. We're not really limited on any color. We'll play this. I guess I'm okay because it leads to stock up kind of shenanigans being available for us. This up. We're ready. So if they go... Sure. Yeah. Should I just do this? Yeah, and I think that's close to lethal. Not right. This goes to 4, 5, 6, so it's not necessarily as lethal, but it's so close. And then whatever they try to do, we just answer both creatures, right? Sure. Didn't know where to run first. I don't know why I didn't do that, but yeah. A little bit of a punt by your boy. Hopefully it doesn't matter. Alright, can I stop looking at 2 lands with Kaido?
Stay hidden for long.
Alright, I guess it doesn't matter. We play here, we play momentum break, we use nowhere to run. Never punished, who cares? We should have nowhere to run to 3/3 and then momentum break. That was the plan, but my brain just said, nah, just play momentum break and maybe they'll pick wrong. They have so many reasons to get rid of that. Sure. Oh, your cauldron. No? Okay. Okay, so here we are with the deck I've named and labeled Please Go Away. There was a challenge that this deck did really well in. I saw Ash's video, and then I kind of just made a couple of changes to what I like. I do want to kind of play more relics. I personally am not a super major fan of this deck. I kind of think it leads to a lot of really, really annoying play patterns, especially for... like playing against it. Playing it, obviously, this deck is very good, and it obviously has already put up results. But what I'm saying is, playing against this deck is such a miserable experience. It's kind of that argument where control decks, you never want to be the best deck in the meta, but you want the best players to be able to play it and make it seem like the best deck in the meta. So obviously, a good blue-white control player can figure out the lines and do well with it, but like nobody can just pick up the deck and be good with it. This deck oftentimes just kind of comes down to, hey, I'm annoying, hey, I'm annoying, hey, I'm annoying, hey, I'm annoying, I'm picking it up, hey, I'm annoying. You know what I mean? And that's obviously like a very frustrating experience in best of 1 overall, so I totally get that. But it is playing one of the coolest cards to come out of the new set in Cosmogrand, and this is a card that I absolutely love. A card I do want to try this card, and I'm very excited at some point. If somebody's already been cooking, let your boy know. But I really, really want to try this card with this guy, because this, when this creature enters copy next spell, you cast this turn. When you cast it, choose new targets for the copy. It could be anything, right? So if you somehow have this kind of combo going, it's super dope. And it's honestly pretty sweet. I just don't know if the lands and mana kind of supports that, because I think, in terms of the shock lands, it did not go over well, right? Because we have them? I'm not sure. We have a Sacred Foundry, which is interesting. I need to favorite that one. You know, space set. We should probably play the space one. We did get Sacred Foundry, so that's one piece. We didn't get the blue red land. I know we didn't, but we did not get Hollowed Fountain. Okay. Yeah, so only one shock land and some surveillance and stuff, so that makes that a little bit tough, but it's just an interesting thing to kind of look into. I do think this card is awesome. I wish that it had play outside of just Pixie, but this is a very good build for this type of card. So if you do have these, obviously it's 4 mythics, right now I don't know of another archetype or deck type that this can go in. Also, if you want to save on some rares, you can still play the 1-drop flyer that makes a map and does all that nonsense. You don't have to play Kaido. I was just playing Kaido because I enjoyed the card. But here is kind of your craft guide if you're curious in terms of how tough this is. Obviously, lands are always going to be really brutal. But thankfully, if you've been playing for a while, you already have these shock lands. If you played in Ravnica when kind of Arena came around, obviously a lot of Magic players have played for a while. So there's been a lot of reasons to have these. If you played Pioneer or anything at one point, maybe you thought that was a format for you. Even though nobody kind of thinks that's the format for them. I'm just kidding, unless I'm not. But if that's the case, you probably have these. Starting town, most likely you'll have for almost any other reason. And then the fast mana, most people are going to have regardless. It's kind of these lands where you get a little weird. Most likely you have one of these. So you're probably looking at a craft 6 lands. If you don't have the shot that goes immediately up to a lot more lands that you have to craft, then 6 mythics and 8 rares and kind of the main board, and then all commons and uncommons, which is why this deck is obviously pretty solid when it comes to a choice that you can make, because the rares and mythics to craft it isn't that demanding outside the mana base, which obviously you can play budget mana, and it's not necessarily that bad for a lot of cases, especially if, for example, if maybe we don't have all the verges. Well, if you have an extra archive, just play an archive and split it kind of like this, right? And that's not like a huge deal, but the end of the day, playing Shocklands with these verges is kind of how it feels like it's supposed to be, so that always feels pretty great when it happens. With that said, I hope you all enjoyed anyway, and I'll catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching, and goodbye.